been a hot minute, and
Y'all
life has
know
caught up to us. Oh.
that was my poltergeist. It's been a dumpster fire year, y'all.
It has. It has. Um, as you can see, I'm wearing my friend shirt. We lost a very close friend
Of the
in
world.
spirit, is with the world. Chandler Bing, we love you. But we're gonna be talking about that. We're gonna be talking about friends. When to stay, when you're stuck in the friend zone, and when is dating seriously too serious? Is that, if that makes sense? Because if it doesn't make sense, yeah, I don't get it either. And my thing is like, when things are getting too serious, why are you dating? My thing is, we're very upfront.
They want to bump those middles. That's why.
That's for sure. But I'm very upfront and stuff. And so when you want something, you make that clear from the word go. And when you are just looking for, oh, I'm just looking to hang out or date around and stuff, but even then, that's dating. Don't you think it's eventually going to get serious? I don't understand.
I mean, if that's your goal, yeah. But
I haven't been in the dating scene in a while.
I haven't either because I'm single for life.
She's single for life by choice. I'm married.
It's ghetto in these streets.
It is. And when I was dating, that shit was already hard. But now I see now that's just hella hard. And you got everybody going on reality shows to find love.
I don't watch those shows, but
and we do. We do, and it's just only because of the concept. Remember the Love is Blind?
It's dumb.
It is.
Stupid.
After watching this last season,
I never saw it.
I heard how many seasons? TikTok told you.
Yes.
You don't even have to watch it, girl. You could watch it on TikTok.
I just know people hate certain people, and I'm like, all right,
people hate certain people, but then at the same time is when they're like, oh, you don't put the camera, and I'm just like, no, sweetheart, you put your life on this. Yes. Yes, I'm like, who are you?
They didn't cut the camera on the Real World.
Exactly. And then you know what?
Y'all is soft.
That's what it was. The Real World from back in the day when the Real World first came out on MTV.
Amazing.
That was a freaking show because it was real. Now you got the Bad Girls Club fighting, and I mean, I don't mind to watch the fight, but I mean, in all actuality, I didn't watch this. We're watching people in the real world. People going through real struggles. Remember, it was the one Pedro from San Francisco, who was gay, and then I think he had AIDS.
Yes, he died.
So they talked through that and stuff. They talked with everybody who was in a long distance relationship while they were there. Oh, I couldn't stand his ass. Is he still alive or is he dead now? I think
he's still riding back to San Francisco. I don't know.
But it's like everybody there's a story there.
Yes.
And just like relationships, we all have a story. We all have a past. We all have this. You and me, we're very blunt. So, and then we're petty as hell too. So, and so when I see this, and I've been there where I've dated somebody. They approached me. It's not like they came to me, and it was like, oh, okay, this is nice. And then they said, oh, I can't do this. It's like you're telling me as if I'm going. I'm like, I don't do shit. Like, what's wrong with you? And it's, oh, this is too serious for me. It's too much. And it's like, all right. And then not too long after that, hey, how you doing? I mean, like, why are you talking to me? And then they would be like, oh, well, I didn't know if we were serious about it. And I was like, wait a minute, doc. First, things got too serious. Then you didn't know if I was serious in the relationship. Does that make sense?
No, it's boy math. It's not girl math because I just learned girl math is economics.
Yeah.
It's early for me.
I know.
But it's like a real thing. So girl math is actually like real math. It makes sense. So suck that. Anyway, but boy math, they're dumb.
They're dumb, and it's, you know what it is? It's like mansplaining.
Yes.
Like you really
boy
think
math
I'm stupid.
is literally pursuing a girl heavy, and then be like, oh, but I gotta fall back. But I'm gonna still call you.
Yeah.
While I talk to other people.
Right.
But then when I'm lonely, you're the one, and then I'm gonna get married, and I'm gonna be like, but you're the one that got away, and then I'm gonna say, but how's your wife? And you're like, why you gotta be like that?
Oh yes, yes.
That is my DM.
Always. I'm just like, why don't you go ask your wife or your girlfriend and stuff?
Like, I just want to know if y'all was happy because I'm happy for you.
And then wouldn't it be the ones too that was too serious, not too long down the road? They're the ones that got married and did everything first. Mm-hmm. So then I just stand back and watch and be like, all right, so it wasn't too serious. Is you were talking to multiple girls, and then you just chose that one, but yet now you're still trying to talk to those multiple girls. And I'm not saying it's just the guys; it's the girls too.
So I think girls should just match energy.
I think so too. And I'm telling you, with that
So
one,
if you got three dudes, girls you talk to, I got three dudes I'm talking to.
Mhm. And then just keep it
And
real.
then whatever one wants to commit, okay, maybe.
But what I don't like is when they try to say is, oh, things are getting too serious for me. Like, why are you telling me like I'm the one that's pursuing you when you are the one that's pursuing me?
Maybe they're trying to do reverse psychology to make you like them more. By saying it's getting too serious, I gotta fall back because you're not falling forward. And so they butt hurt. And so then, because like think about it this way, like for girls anyway, I know that girls when they get a guy that pursues them, they're gung ho like, okay, third date, like what are we? Are we gonna like be exclusive? We don't need to be official, but are we gonna be exclusive?
Right.
Blah blah blah. And guys are like, oh yeah, whatever, right?
Like, why do you
But
put a label on it?
Right, because I'm trying to find a husband and start a family and live my life. Period. On God, as these little kids say. But anyway, guys will be like, oh wait, I don't know. They're all confused and stuff. But like, I think they want to have the control.
Yes.
And once a girl's like, so what is this? They're like panicking because then they don't have the control. Because then they know the girl's gonna be like, well, then I'm gonna walk away.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they have to say all these things to try and trick the girl, reverse psychology, whatever, into thinking, look, no, I really like you. I'm just not ready. When I'm ready, we're going to be official. Okay. And so then girls are like, since they invested their feelings, then they're like, okay, I'll give you an opportunity because, women are by nature empathetic creatures. And so it's like, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Mm-hmm. But guys ain't got no intentions. They don't even like their butts well when they poop. So how do you know that they're going to take care of things in the real world? I'm just saying.
I know. And then that's where even the gaslighting comes in there.
Yes.
Because they're manipulating their, like, when did I ever say, I never pursue. Yeah, it's always.
See, that's why I have every conversation in a text message.
Yeah.
Because I come with the receipts and they're like, oh, well, you got to be like that. Because I'm the FBI.
You know what? I got that from you. I did get, when I was in the dating scene, because I would have phone conversations, and when he would be like, oh, I never said that. And it would be like, all right, okay, whatever. You didn't say that.
You didn't?
Keep thinking.
But what happened on November 28th at 9:01 p.m. when you sent me this text message screenshot? Oh, that wasn't me.
Then I started doing that too. Right. Then I started doing that, and then it was like, oh, you're crazy. I'm like, no, we're not crazy. You're making us feel as if we're crazy.
If it wasn't, okay, wait.
And there's two types of
usually, typically, most of the times, because sometimes these hoes be crazy. Yeah. But if a guy says a girl's crazy, he made it up. I will die on that hill.
Yes, I've heard that several times.
Die on that hill.
You made her that way.
I remember somebody that I know very well had me meet somebody that they're married to now. And the first thing out of his mouth was, oh, well, my ex is crazy. I said, what'd you do to make her crazy? Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, I didn't do anything. Yeah, it's your fault. 100%. And later on, I did find out she's actually crazy. But
so there's two crazies. There's two types of crazies. And then there's also the other crazies that just have let it go.
No, okay. So the other crazies are actual crazies that have like mental disorders, like personality disorders, and they need Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, maybe a therapist, but I don't, whatever. Yeah. But they're actually crazy. Everybody should just run for their life or learn to set up healthy boundaries. Everybody should read what is the DSM-5 just to diagnose.
Yes,
I'm saying, because there are people out there that are not dealing with their whatever trauma that they've had, and so it creates a personality disorder. They're really crazy. Yeah. I empathize with anybody that has to deal with that. But if you just say a girl's crazy just because you made her mad because you disrespected her in these streets, because that's what it is. You disrespected her in these streets. She is justified in every behavior that she has.
That's why I said there's always two crazies. I mean, we're kind of crazy too ourselves. But we're crazies of don't fuck with me, or don't F with me, or don't mess with my family. And then we won't have any problems. But then when you try to make me as if I am crazy, I'll show you crazy.
You want to act funny? I'll act hilarious.
We can act funny and
just
stuff.
Saying.
And so that's why too, in the whole dating scene too, is that with my husband is we were friends, and it's like try to know the person first. Try to be friends with them. It is always good to be friends with them before you start dating. So even in the whole dating scene, is you can't be too bothered if we say, we're dating, but I'm going on a date with somebody else. It's like putting it on the table and stuff, just so you know what's going on. But then you have some of like the attachments, the insecurities are coming in. If you're feeling that type of way, then this is not your type of relationship.
I think everybody should take a emotional attachment type
Yeah,
test
to
just
see
to see.
because there's some people. Again, there's another thing. You're not divorced yet. You're still married, but
Oh, Lord.
you're separated. To me, separation. What do you think about being separate? You're still technically married.
So, in my humble opinion, which is fact, 'cause I'm a Catholic, everything, you're still married, so therefore you're not single, so therefore you're out of freaking pocket.
Oh yeah. So to me is no. You're still married. So for me, I don't think I would be dating at all until the divorce was signed, and then even know if I was gonna start dating or not.
So, okay, I got a couple opinions on it. And remember, opinions are just opinions, they're not facts.
Don't hate.
But my opinion is a fact, so there's that. So fight me. But,
Don't hate. That's.
But in my opinion, fact, I believe if you are married and you get separated, you're still married legally. So you should still be single, like not pursuing other people, right? But I also believe that everybody needs a proper moment to heal after they've been dumped, cheated on, broken up, if it's even amicable. You need a proper moment to heal. I can't put a timeline on it because everybody is different. But I think there are a lot of people that will jump right into another relationship and then it's like trauma transfer.
Yeah.
Because they bring all the baggage from the original relationship that they wanted to leave. And so there's that aspect of it.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like just on the level of if you've been in a relationship, let's say for 10 years, and then you get divorced, or you're separated and you're going through the divorce, but you want to pursue other people, because I know people that are in these predicaments right now, and it's ridiculous to
I've
me.
been there. Yeah.
Because, like, I know people that are like, okay, well, I don't want to make it official with this guy until he gets his divorce. Okay, why is he dragging his feet?
He ain't getting divorced.
Why is he dragging his feet? Because last time I checked, you've been talking to homie for like a year now, but we're not serious yet because he won't get divorced. How hard is it to get divorced? Like, it's not
you know what?
that
It's not that hard. With a friend of mine, I actually served her ex-husband.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
It was. It was. That's another podcast. But I remember she was dragging it on, and it's a lot of paperwork. That's no joke. So if you can't afford a lawyer, you can actually go to the courthouse, and they actually help you. There's like one free day. The line might be all the way down the block, but you wait. I forget what it's called. But I remember with her, she was just like, I'm like, dude, go get the paperwork, because they kept returning it to her.
Oh.
And nope, you didn't sign this. You didn't fill this part. And so then I was like, what do you? She's like, I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing from him. I just want this shit to be over. So then we were going over some things. Some is confusing as hell. That's why I was just like, oh damn. And I can't remember how much it costs, but I think it's between $300 to $500. I think in California.
That's not bad. Y'all be spending that on shoes.
Yeah, I know. Or going out and partying and stuff, just get it done. Put it on your credit card and get it out of the way, and you're done. Make your payments and get it done.
Those points.
Get those points and get it done.
afterwards.
Yes, you're going to American Express. You're going for a free flight. Free flight. You go anywhere you want. But
Bye-bye.
it took a hot minute, and I remember she was kind of talking to this guy, but then she stopped and she was like, you know what? I don't want to date nobody until that paper is signed and it's set and done. And that was the thing, is he was long gone. He didn't care. He wasn't going to try to do it. So then that's why she had to make the first step. And then there's some other ones that don't want to sign the divorce.
Yeah, they're being jerks.
There's other ones that they're still dating. Now there's been a couple of them where they were going through their separation or their divorce, and they were still messing with each other.
Oh, I had a friend do that.
I have a couple people.
But
that
her
I
and her
know.
husband are back together, so I guess it worked out.
Well,
for the
that's what I'm
best.
telling you, though.
But
That's what I'm telling you. So that's why I need to know. If you're not divorced, I'll be like, if I'm dating someone, I said, so how long have you been separated? If you decide to pursue this. how long have you been separated? What is the reason that you have to not to get divorced? Because it does not take that long. After we did the paperwork, she sent it in. They went over it. It was approved, and it was a couple months later. Boom, they were divorced.
People are lazy
And again, if she didn't ask for
and
nothing,
scared. I think
Yeah.
it's a fear thing.
because now I'm going to be alone. But you're not, because there's a person over here supposedly that's waiting for you.
I'm saying that part. Get a pet. Get a
Yeah,
plant.
get it-
I love
yes.
my plants. They're my children.
And
Get a
that's, I'm
plant.
sorry, that's another thing. And that's for me too. If I'm going to divorce, depending on the situation, is you were married with this person for so long. It's so confusing to me that a lot of people are separated or divorced and they're already dating. I don't know what I would do with myself. I would be a whole hot mess. I'd be in my pajamas every day, going to work in my pajamas.
You
my
know what
heart in a
I would be
mess
doing?
It's like a horrible breakup.
I'd be
like-
glowing the F up.
I'm sure you
But-
would.
But
but you
I
know what I'm
wouldn't be
saying?
doing it for anybody else. I'd be doing it for myself because I
Exactly.
feel like a piece of me died, so now I gotta blossom again.
Yes, yes.
And so I'd be doing it for myself.
Yep.
Or, you know, let's be real. I'll be playing games in my pajamas on my phone, in my bed, watching Harry Potter.
Me too.
But, you know, like, whatever. But in my mind, I think I'd be glowing up for myself because I think that you would need self-improvement because you are a different person now because you've spent a large portion of your life that has defined you. And so now that's no longer there.
Mhm.
But you have to like move forward, right? So I would try to work on myself. And then in the process, I feel like when you're focused on yourself and working on yourself, and when I mean by working on yourself, I'm not talking about working out, looking cute, eating nails.
No.
I'm talking about like personal growth, expanding your mind, opening your mind up, becoming cultured, traveling, seeing things, doing things that you couldn't do before or put off doing
Yeah.
before.
Right.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Hey, you know,
self-development.
I always wanted to do. I always wanted to do a podcast.
But
But
most people, instead of doing self development, they end up doing. I don't want to be alone. Let's turn me into a duo again. And so then they'll latch on to anything, and it's usually a red flag.
Yes. And like you said, you're just bringing that trauma that you had,
Trauma transfer.
and you're
y'all.
bringing it to the next relationship. And then I'm sorry, especially when you have kids, you have to really, really think about that. Older kids, you know, the kids are grown, they're out of the house. It's more of a respect thing, I think. It's like my mom's grown, but at the same time, I want to make sure my mom's doing the right thing. When you have little ones, you know, my daughter's 5. I am not bringing anybody around her until I know I'm divorced. Until I know, okay, this is somebody that I know that I want to be around my child. But then you have to also think about your ex and know is you're not gonna like this, and that you're not gonna like having another man in your child's life.
So I got a couple of opinions on that. I believe that if you get divorced, you have young kids or even adult children. I think that again, you need to work on yourself first and grow and become an individual again because you're so used to being a unit, a joint unit. But I also think I look at it this way: kids, when you have a child and you are dating, kids are dating that person too. Not in a romantic or sexual way, but they're dating that person too. And a lot of kids, like for me, for example, kids love me. I don't know why, but kids love me.
Because you're little.
Is that what it is, or is it
'Cause we're
because I
little.
roll on the floor and play with y'all like I'm playing like it's
Yeah.
kindergarten all over again? But
Uh-huh.
no, I'm mean. I don't know. Anyway, they're like, no way.
I know. This one.
Anyway, but I have a rule for myself. If I am dating, which I'm never going to do, but if I'm dating, I'm not dating a person with kids. And people are like, oh my God, that's so horrible. You're shortening your pool, whatever. No, because kids are freaking awesome and they're little humans and they need to learn and understand things. And I'm not going to be the reason why their feelings get hurt. Like, I'm
Right.
not going to contribute to that because I think a lot of parents that have kids, no shade to y'all, but y'all are like not as self-aware as like some people. Like 80% of the world is not self-aware. So there's that.
No, yeah.
Yeah, it's a huge number. But so, with that being said, they're usually no shade, selfish, and they're thinking about themselves, their needs, whatever, not what the kid's going through. I remember a long time ago. This was like back in the Stone Age, like so 2004, right? And I had a friend that dated this guy he was a trash bag, and so she had to get out of the relationship. He had a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
and she was very close to the little kid. And so, long story short, we went to this house party one time, and her ex was there with the kid because mutual friends, whatever. And she was playing with the little kid outside, and he's like, "I miss you so much." And she's like, "Well, I miss you too." And he's like, "When can you come over just to play with me like a play date?" But she's like, "I don't think I could do that because your dad's trash." She didn't say that to the kid. But that is what made me decide in that moment in 2004, I am not going to date people with children because that poor little kid really liked my friend because they had such a strong bond. And this child had known her since they were like, I don't know, 2. They were like 6 now or whatever. So that's like formative years. So therefore, I'm not getting serious with anybody if I have a child.
Yeah.
And I know you might not, so you're not going to meet my kid for a long time.
Yeah.
You're not going to be here for the long haul. You're
Oh,
not.
absolutely.
You're not going to meet my kid. But at the same time, I also think it's low key weird when people don't show off their kids because that's my life.
Of course.
You know, so just don't date. Don't listen to me. But just
No,
don't date.
but I agree. It's a slippery. It's a very, very hard conversation, and I've seen that. I've seen the attachment. I just seen that even the trauma. You have to not only just the attachment, the trauma.
Mhm.
Like my parents just broke up, or my dad. Who knows the situation? Now you have to the only ones that you should be concentrating on is yourself
Yeah.
and your children.
And also, to add to that, think about it this way. Think how devastated some people are when they get done.
Yes.
Oh, and you have a kid. But you're that devastated when you get done, and you're expecting this kid to not be devastated either.
Absolutely.
And this kid, they usually don't walk this kid through what happened, why it happened. You're never going to see this person again, whatever. So kids just have to get over it. Like, it's weird to me. It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't
Again,
make any sense.
I don't have no kids, but I would not be subjecting my children to that.
No, I would. There's an explanation because they're going to ask questions.
Right.
And they always say, "Does mommy or dad doesn't love me anymore?" Or when will I see them? It's just a lot of questions that you don't even know the answer.
Right.
So it's already
It's
difficult
uncharted
doing that.
territory.
But for then you, not too long afterwards, so you don't want to deal with it, then you start doing your own thing, and it's like, no, you can't do that.
Right.
It's not so much like, well, you know how I don't like using that word "can't" and stuff, but in certain situations like
You
this,
can't.
you cannot. And don't be offended. Don't be defensive either. Is that the reason someone is telling you this is because we're seeing something. Something is happening. You saw with your friend how he was having a heart attack because he wasn't able to see her.
Right.
They don't
It's sad.
understand at a
And
young
it's not
age.
explained.
And then even okay, so let's say 6, 7, teenagers too. Teenagers are something different, especially nowadays. So teenagers, they will not be happy. Some will be very vocal about it. And I've seen situations where they're freaking bastards. And it's like, oh, sweetheart, I would be like, hell no, I'm not, never. But a
Do you
teenager
wanna
phase,
fight me?
girl. And I have one friend that she had a very hard time. And he had 2 teenagers. So that was very difficult. And somehow they made around it. She has now a little child, and the siblings love each other and stuff. But she said in the beginning, she was like, "Oh, I thought about that a lot. Is it
Well,
worth it?
it's all, because you're establishing relationships with multiple people.
Multiple.
People, and you're still, even though you're a teenager, so you're semi-adult, your frontal lobe hasn't fused together, so you're still a child. You know, so and I don't mean that in like a derogatory way.
No,
but like
no,
you're
because
still a
we
child,
weren't. Remember when
right?
we were teenagers? We were
Right.
we're having a good time.
When I was a teenager, I was still watching Scooby Doo and
Shoot,
stuff.
I was watching
come on,
Rugrats.
Right. I didn't stop watching Disney Channel until I was like 28.
Yeah,
just saying.
because you're still a child. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And there's certain things that they see, they know. And that's where you need to get. And it's just all about a respect thing. Yes, how we were talking about respect. Oh, I'm your mother, I'm your father, you need to respect me. You need to respect these kids. Because there's something wrong, and that's who you need to put 100% is in your little ones. Because while you're over here having a good ass time, they're over here suffering, and some of them suffering in silence.
Yeah.
Because some are introverted, they don't want to speak, they don't know, and you think, oh, they're fine, and no, and we weren't like that. We're very vocal. So if we don't like something, believe you me, I'll tell you. And so that's why in the whole dating scene, remember when serious is getting too serious. Remember dating with kids. That's we're not saying yes and she's saying no. I've dated guys with kids. Everybody told me that's a bad idea. It didn't work out for me.
Run for your life.
It didn't work out for me, but always take advice. Don't get like I said, don't get so defensive. And if someone's telling you this because they've experienced it themselves, and now don't get me wrong, I know some people that it has worked out, and they, my friend, her ex-husband is really good friends with her new husband because you have to cap. I'm sure in the beginning it was not. She's not cool with his ex-wife, but that was just crazy. But at the same, that's the kind of what you have to deal with. So just remember, there's always something that you have to deal with. So serious, not serious, relationships are already very complicated. Whether they're the perfect relationship or whether they're like you're in trash relationship, it's always gonna be.
Let's be
something.
real. Even when you're not looking for anything serious,
you're looking for something.
You're looking for someone.
Shit, look at I'm married. I wasn't looking for anything serious. Then my husband came along. We were friends.
And what the heck happened?
I know. I got a kid now. We had a big old wedding. She was there.
I was in it. It was great.
She was in it. And then now here's my kiddo and stuff. So again, life is like relationship. You can't pick and choose like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that. But what you can do is really think about and really take in information and see how it's worked out for some and how it hasn't worked out. So it's like homework. You got to do your homework. You got to do the math. Because if that math don't work out, then you can't change it. You can't change that number. You can't white out that math there. It is what it is. And then that's what you have to understand. And then that's how I always tell people. It's just like relationships, well,
So in conclusion, don't be dating people. No, don't listen to me.
Yeah. Or listen to me. Do your homework. Do your homework.
And know yourself.
Know yourself. Understand yourself.
Respect other people because it's all about respect too.
And
don't lead anybody on.
Respect yourself. And don't lead anybody on. I think that's the most disrespectful thing you could ever do. Mm-hmm. And then if it's over, be man enough or woman enough to say it's done, it's over. I'm not into Joe. And
you want to know how that works? Block and delete.
There you go. And then like you said, that I was like, there was somebody always says like, oh, I just think that they died and they disappeared. That was her.
Yeah, I got funerals in my head every day.
There's no point in lingering back to the past and figuring out that's when you mind your business and keep moving forward and don't worry about what everybody else was doing or had done and keep moving forward to what you got to do.
Yes.
Until next time, guys.
Toodles.